What's up guys, JV2017 here, and today I'm going to share my fresh level 1 build for survival mode. Update 1.5 along with survival mode was officially released on PC last week, while it should hit Xbox One and PS4 this upcoming week. So I thought it would make sense to share the build that I'm bringing into survival mode right now. Before we start, I'd like to announce that I'll be doing a full webcam survival mode playthrough here on the channel. I figured out all of the technical side of things, so it will be in full 1080p, 60 FPS, really good quality, along with my webcam in the bottom corner using the green screen. If you guys have been following me for a while, you'll know what that looks like. I'm kind of floating there, kind of like a lot of streamers do. Since I've got finals for college in the next few weeks, this playthrough will maybe take place of a few daily videos every now and then, not every single day. But the plan eventually is to release this playthrough in addition to my regular daily tips and tricks. So it's not going to take place of the content, it's going to be in addition to the content. So let's go ahead and take a look at the survival mode build I'll be using in this playthrough. So first, looking off at strength, I'm going to go with strength 3, and because I'm not trying to go for some kind of melee build, I think strength 3 is a good place to be, simply because armor is at strength 3, and I mean, you go past that, you've got blacksmith, heavy gunner, strong back. Strong back is something that's attractive for survival mode because of the reduced carrying weight, but that's not something I'm going to sacrifice extra points for, at least not for right now. So simply getting armor is a good place to be for strength with this build. Next, looking at perception, we're only going to put this at 3 for now because I plan on grabbing the bobblehead from Preston, and Sturgis, Mama Murphy, where they're held up at the beginning of the game, and that's going to get us to 4 perception. But the idea here is that perception, I don't want to leave too low because it determines your accuracy in VATS, and if you leave this too low, it really screws you over in combat. I'm not really necessarily going for combat per se as a main focus, but I do want to get perception to 4 to get locksmith because I think that's going to be important to get into certain areas. I don't want to have to rely on a companion, for example, like Kate, in order to do that either. And also perception, you get rifleman, awareness. Those are some really strong perks at the bottom of the perception tree. So we're leaving this at 3, with the plan of grabbing the perception bobblehead and moving it up to 4. Next is endurance, and this is something I've talked about at length. This is something that I definitely want to prioritize more in terms of my overall build compared to just regular difficulty builds. So with endurance, I'm starting out at 5, and the reason here is I want to start out with a nice base HP. I want to have plenty of hit points. I don't want to have to, scramble around for food and whatnot as much as I would be otherwise, and endurance has a lot of nice utility perks that seem to be a lot more useful in this new survival mode. So for example, Life Giver is something I'm definitely going to take and probably max out as soon as possible because at level 20 you get health regeneration, which is just incredible. So rank 3 of Life Giver is something I'm definitely going for. I'm definitely going to try out Chem Resistant and Aqua Boy as well because those things seem to be more useful, and obviously this has potential to move up a little bit more, getting into some of those more specialized utility perks like Rad Resistant, maybe even down to Adamantium Skeleton at the higher levels. I'll probably take Lead Belly as well, maybe a rank or 2 to see how useful it is, and then, maybe stop taking it if it's not going to be that useful. But anyways, endurance is kind of a focus of my build here, so we're going to keep it at 5. With charisma, I'm going up to 3 only, and some people may disagree with this because you're thinking, hey, settlements are so important, and you're right. Settlements are a lot more important. Why would you not want to take, local leader, for example, or inspirational or something like that? And honestly, I just think it's too much of an investment for me, and at charisma 3, the only reason I'm putting points into charisma is to get Lone Wanderer. Such a strong perk, maybe even stronger in survival mode. So Lone Wanderer is something I definitely plan on taking with this charisma and probably not doing anything else. Maybe a little bit of Cap Collector to kind of, offset the fact that my charisma is low and I'll have some kind of tough prices, when I'm bartering with vendors. But really, charisma is not a focus here. Just for Lone Wanderer, we're going to put it at 3. Next, looking at intelligence, this is going to go up to 5 for a few reasons. First off, I really like to level up quickly and get to as many perks as quickly as possible. That's just the way I like to play the game. Some people will tell you, no, you don't need to level up that quickly because you've got unlimited levels. But this is going to be a playthrough on my channel, and this is not going to be just limitless. There's going to be a start and an end. And also, that's just kind of how I like to play the game. So that's a big reason for intelligence 5. But also, I plan to bump this up with the special book in the beginning beginning of the game and put it to 6 for science. Science is really useful in almost all facets of the game. It's going to let me craft some really awesome power armor, mods and whatnot once I grab some power armor. And power armor is going to be something I'm going to try to use in this playthrough more than I had before because it's going to be really useful on survival mode. And so intelligence is a focus for this build as well. And also you've got medic, gun nut, hacker. Those are some really powerful perks. They're low in intelligence, but I'm kind of going up to grab science because that's important, and also leveling up is important to me. So intelligence is going to stay at 5, and we're going to kind of bump it up to 6 very early in the game. With agility, while I wouldn't say this is really a focus, I guess I have to say it's a focus because I'm putting the most points into agility, we're bumping this up to 6 for a few reasons. The main one is fatigue. Fatigue is something that's going to affect my character, I can already tell from the beginning, and I'm probably never going to be not fatigued. It's just a thing, unless I get antibiotics, which in that case, if I do, the next day I'm going to get fatigued again. And so agility is something I just want more action points in my action point pool, and if I put points into agility, that's what that's going to do. Also, tons of fantastic combat-based perks in agility. It's hard to, deny that. And also, agility 7 offers ninja. So at some point, I'm pretty sure I'm going to pump one more point into agility to get to ninja, and then pump some points into a ninja, of course, in order to get some really good sneak critical combat viability, because that's going to be useful. If I don't even want to get into combat, I just want to be able to one-shot folks, from a really long range with my Overseer's Guardian, for example. Ninja is going to be great for that. And of course, you've got sneak, Mr. Sandman, for example, if I want to, silence and suppress some weapons, which would be useful, and also Action Boy. So just increasing the pool of action points is really important, in my opinion, in survival. So that's why we're putting agility at 6. And finally, we've got luck. Of course, I've only got 2 points available, so we're going up to 3 luck, and this is just kind of the minimum that I would put luck at, just because it increases your combat viability. You're going to get criticals quicker, but I'm kind of going with agility for the, sneak criticals, and so I don't even want to be in situations where I have to use a lot of critical hits with the critical meter and luck. Fortunately, we've got Scrounger and Bloody Mess really low in the luck tree, so I'm going to try to play around those perks and, find more ammo should I need it, and also deal a little bit more damage with Bloody Mess. That's usually a perk I take with almost every playthrough. So that's my survival mode build. Once again, 3 strength, 3 perception, 5 endurance, 3 charisma, 5 intelligence, 6 agility, and 3 luck. And I'm really happy with the balance and the priorities that I'm going after with this build. And once again, the playthrough with this build will start tomorrow sometime. Hopefully, I'll have the first episode around noon Central Standard Time here on my channel. And the plan is to upload hour-long episodes. I like that length just so we don't end up with like 100 video series and they're each like 20 minutes or 30 minutes here on the channel. I know some of you would not object to that, but I don't want to do that to a lot of you. So we're doing an hour, and if that seems too long, you can just pause the video and come back, if you don't have an hour to watch an episode, one at a time. The plan is also to be a certain level before Far Harbor is released so that we can experience that content on the playthrough right when it comes out. And the level requirement, we don't know what that's going to be yet. It was 15 for Automatron, so I'm assuming that Far Harbor is going to be higher. Hopefully it's, 30. Maybe we can get to 30 by then. I hope we can get to level 30 by the time that Far Harbor comes out, but that's what we're shooting for. If we don't, then I'll try to speed up the uploads and kind of get us there as well. So anyways, I'd like to hear from you guys. What are your thoughts on my build? If you would change anything, any suggestions for me, I'm open to hearing those. And also, what is your survival mode build? If you're just now playing it on consoles, I know a lot of you are in that boat. What are you planning to play with in survival mode? Let me know all in the comment section below. Alright guys, today I shared my survival mode playthrough build for Fallout 4, and next time we will cover more Fallout on my channel, so stay tuned for Fallout 4 tips and tricks videos. If you learned something new or enjoyed this video, remember to hit that like button. I would really appreciate it. And don't forget to subscribe for Far Harbor DLC, my survival mode playthrough, Bethesda.net mods, and general tips and tricks videos. Talk to you guys next time. Peace.